Welcome back, and let's jump right into it, shall we? The big game. Bunny versus Dog. They played Life or Death Hold'em with an audience of 9. What do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. Not a very interesting answer. Sorry. Do you think Bunny has a shot? He certainly has a shot. He's got the experience, at least, to stop Dog from cheating. Yeah, we got the factor of the Bunny and... Bunny knowing Dog, guaranteed. And poker's a game that can be won with one good stroke of luck. Bunny's definitely good at concealing his emotions. I'm sensing a but Dog chose this game. I'm guessing he's really good at it. He was really good at it. His face, despite being fairly expressive, was utterly inscrutable. Unlike Bunny, who stayed silent and maintained a determined expression, Dog liked to chat a lot. He'd constantly say things like, "This hand's really good," or "God, this sucks." It was impossible to tell when he was being genuine and when he was trying to manipulate Bunny. He seemed to alternate between the two with incredible irregularity. More than that, he'd bully Bunny out of hands with big raises early on. But he'd also sometimes fold to absolutely nothing. It was just hard to get a beat on him. It certainly seemed to annoy Bunny, but early on the effectiveness of the strategy seemed questionable. Bunny slowly gained a lead through the first half of the game. When Bunny led 26 chips to 14, Dog put in 10 chips on the flop. Bunny, who had trips, called. But Dog had 2 suited cards which matched the 2 suited cards in the flop. So he has 2 pair. With a chance for... If Diamond showed up on the turn of the river, it'd be his win. Oh, okay, he's got a possible flush. A turn came and it was the Jack of Spades. But a Queen of Diamonds came on the river. Just like that, Dog gained a 24-16 lead. The game didn't go much better for Bunny after that. He lost minor squabble after minor squabble until he only had 7 chips left. When the flop came down, Dog looked mischievous. "Oh boy, I really shouldn't give you this short of charity. I don't want the game to end." He put in 7 chips. "Come on, I'll gift you 7 chips." "I'm serious, no strings attached. I've got absolutely nothing, so if you go all in, you can start your comeback." You really like to bully other players when you play poker, huh? Well, you picked the wrong hand to do it with. Bunny pushed all his chips to the center. "Oh no, Bunny. I'm all in." Great. Dog flipped over his 2 cards. He had a Queen of Hearts and a Queen of Spades. That matched the Queen of Diamonds in the pool. "Bunny, you fool!" Bunny's face immediately flushed. "You got baited." "What's the matter? You don't happen to have a 5 and a 7, do you?" "Ooh, if you all in with a 2 pair just for your opponent to have 3 of a kind, that'd really suck, huh?" Bunny's sweating. "What are you hesitating for? Show your cards." Bunny lay his cards on the table. "Horse. Knock over the card deck." "What?" "If you knock over the deck, mix those cards up with mine, we won't be able to know the outcome of this round. We'll have to do it over again. And why would I do that?" His Dog doesn't have the victorious personality. I do. The entire room went silent. What? What was Bunny talking about? I looked over to Dog and saw him trying to hold in a smirk. "Bunny, what are you talking about?" And just what I said. I have the victorious personality. Why is Dog doing all this? Why'd he try to get Horse and Dragon to grab our tablets? He's probably got the defeated personality. It's mostly the same, but with one real caveat. The only person who can survive with a defeated personality is the victorious personality. Essentially, Horse, Dragon. If Dog wins, you're dead anyways. No way! Yes way. So if you're going to die anyways, knock over the deck and help me win. Bunny snapped, shouting at them. Okay, both of you die. But neither Horse nor Dragon moved. What's the matter with you two? Don't you get it? You're already dead. And if you're already dead, you should help me survive, damn it. You're not making a good case for this. You really don't get it, do you? What? Sure, they can't work with me anymore. But why would they give up their lives to help you? After all, you just admitted to having the victorious personality. You two can actually win and live with me. They can't live if they get executed knocking over that deck. Besides, they want the group to live. They're gonna make a move against me. It's not gonna be when you're challenging me. Oh, Bunny, this is honestly such a disappointment. You just played things a bit smarter. Both of us could have survived. I was in the perfect position, if you just realized. No, but that wasn't the type of victory you wanted, was it? Well, quit stalling. There are 2 more cards to draw. Who knows, if you get lucky, you can still win. With a trembling hand, Bunny moved to pick up the top 2 cards off the deck. Place them face down next to the flop cards. Generally, the turn and the river weren't revealed at the same time, but Bunny had already gone all in, so there was no need to delay. He left them on the table face down. He was paralyzed. It was like he couldn't turn them. Scared, huh? It's awfully satisfying seeing Bunny this on the back foot. I guess I'll do it for you. Dog casually leaned over and flipped the cards. A 3 of hearts and a king of spades. No. Woof. Rough luck, buddy. But that's poker for you. Enraged, Bunny lunged at Dog. He didn't get far, however, before a mechanical sound activated and he fell to the floor, writhing in pain. He started scratching at his neck, to no avail. Knives in the collar were piercing his skin, choking him. I had to turn around. I didn't want to watch someone die. I wasn't the only one who averted their gaze. After a bit, I didn't hear any writhing. Bunny. I wanted to feel bad for him. But why did he hide his personality from us? Christ, that was graphic. I'm gonna need to drink a lot to forget that. Dog's words were like a magic spell that undid our group paralysis. Immediately, Dragon sprung to action. We can get out together, huh? You want to work with me? Shit. Dog scrambled to run into a different room. Dragon chased after him, and even though she was faster, the starting distance between the two let Dog get into a room before she could catch him. It's a matter of seconds before that blasted announcement played. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame Ox. Uh-oh. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Here we go. Whew! Gotta hand it to you. That was a close one. This whole thing's really giving me a heart attack. You're the one getting a heart attack? Oh, I guess you're right. That's not fair. Without the help of Horse and Dragon, what's your long-term plan here? Are you going to play against each and every one of us until we're all under your control? Why would I tell you that? You can sit back and watch the plan kick into action. I don't think I want to. Oh, I guess I didn't think about that. Would you all just be quiet? I'm trying to pick a game that I can actually win. By all means, take as long as you want. Whatever. If I think about this for too long, I'm going to get a migraine. How about we play 2 truths, 1 lie? What? Okay, that's different. 2 truths, 1 lie, huh? I have no objections to it. Seems like some sort of random game for you to choose, though. Not what I'd expect. It's basically a game of interrogation, which isn't entirely far away from my actual line of work. Game of interrogation, huh? Not how I'd characterize it, but to each their own. We'll keep the rules simple. Every round will consist of 2 phases, your phase and mine. On your phase, I will make 3 statements. One will be a lie, the other 2 will be true. You need to guess which one isn't correct. If you guess right, you get a point. If you guess wrong, you don't. Then we do the same thing, but I have to guess and you have to make the statements. Game will end whenever a round finishes with one of us in the lead. Eh? Basically, it'll keep going until someone both attacks and defends successfully, huh? If you wanted to think about it like that, I guess that works. I have no objections to that on the face of things. However, there's a bit of a problem we might run into that I'd like to address. Unlike a friendly game of this, there's a bit on the line, isn't there? So how do we know if the other person is being genuine when they reveal which statement was the lie? We'll simply have to write down the false statement beforehand. That works on the gritty mechanics side of things, but how do I know your truths will genuinely be true and vice versa? How about this? Brian's observing these matches live, right? He's clearly done quite extensive research on our backgrounds before this, and he has access to the internet. Behind the scenes, I would ask Brian to reasonably vet our statements, and if anyone says something that is true, that isn't true, or vice versa, that person instantly forfeits the match. You know Brian doesn't know everything about us, right? True, but we are both unaware of what he does know. I would think the risk of instant disqualification will be motive enough not to cheat. Alright, yeah, I can roll with that. We're just burning daylight as it is. Let's just jump right into it. Fine, we can start now. I will go first. Ox stood in thought for a few moments, then looked around for a nearby sheet of paper. It took an awkwardly long amount of time to find some, but once he did, he scribbled something down and folded the sheet up. Okay. I wanted to be a singer when I grew up. I have a younger sister. I am currently single. Oh. Which is a lie. Oh. Here we find out if those of you who ship Ox and Mouse have a shot. Here we find out if that ship has legs. Ugh, those are your 3 statements? Those blew, my dude. But alright, I guess that's what we're going with. Dog stood in silence for a bit, before sighing. They're really no fun. Those were like nothing statements. Could honestly be any of them, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'll go with you being single, I guess. Oh, you seem like a pretty charming fellow. I think you probably have a lady friend on the side to have fun with. Prosecution's stressful work, right? You need someone to help with that. With a taciturn face, Ox simply unfolded his paper. I am, in fact, an only child. Well, okay, the ship has legs, Ox is single. What shocking revelations. You've really blown my mind with that. This isn't supposed to be a slumber party activity, this is a life or death battle. Really? And why'd you choose the most middle school statements ever? You didn't ask any follow-up questions, no wonder it was boring for you. You think this game is about follow-up questions? Look, I'll show you how it's done. On Ox's paper, Dog scribbled his own statement, then folded the paper once more. Oh. Oh boy. Chief of Police Bowen is currently is desperately afraid of something, and therefore is secretly conducting a very intense investigation. Brian regularly showed up around my bar before this game started. I lied during the testimony I presented during Mr. Morris's trial. So, what am I lying about? The fact that 2 of those statements had to be real, should have been real, made me shudder. What is Dog talking about here? My guess is Brian showing up. What did he know? It also seemed to shake Ox. That's probably why Dog posed such questions. Those are some big claims you just made. Let's go through them one at a time. How did you learn about Bowen's desperation? This is how Dog's gonna play the game, by not answering follow-up questions. Are you going to say something? Doesn't say anything in the rules about having to answer. So that's how it's going to be, huh? Figures. Guess I'm on my own. The 3rd statement is so preposterous, I'm tempted to pick that. However, if it's true, it's the type of thing that would explain why Brian would pick you for this sort of game. You're also not saying that the whole testimony was made up, which I know isn't true. Just that at some point during it, you lied. It could be something minor. It's plausible. But the 2nd statement, that's actually something you already said. It was brief, but you mentioned it offhand during the 1st round. Back then, you had no motive to lie. You can safely assume that that was genuine. Oh, okay. But why would you choose something that you had already mentioned? Did you just forget that you had said that? Oh. Despite your outward appearances, you've proved to be an exceedingly shrewd person. Then he didn't lie? You would remember that. And I bet you know that I would, too. In that case, even though I don't know why you'd lie about it, I think you did back then. You remembered such a strange lie and you're using it to your advantage now. I believe your second statement is a lie. Nah, sorry. Dog got out the paper. I didn't lie in the court. A very good boy who would never sin against the Lord by committing perjury. Uh-huh. So what was that about the chief of police? I have no obligation to tell. That's private information. We tied this round, right? Both our offenses failed? It's your turn to make some truths and lies again. Very well. Just like my strategy last round, I very much doubt you're going to like what I'm about to do. However, I think this is the best strategy. Ox took out the paper and quickly wrote something on it. He folded up the paper and put it in his pocket. I drew a smiley face on that paper. I drew a frowny face on that paper. I only drew one face on the paper. Oh. You were right when you said that I was going to hate this. This is literally nothing, Ox. You've made this a guessing game. Precisely. I hate it. Alright, here we go. Dog walked right up to Ox. Right away, I'm going to eliminate the third option. You definitely only drew one face. Knowing you, you probably drew a frowny face. That's just basic psychology. That's probably what you thought, I'd think. Then you drew a smiley face. Couldn't differentiate between your reactions when I suspected one than when I suspected the other. That's because you really did draw both. No, you didn't. Because I just saw you get less tense when I mentioned that. Now that I've flipped, you've suddenly got more tense. Oh, so which did you draw? You definitely drew a smiley face, didn't you? Dog's up on his interrogation psychology. He's serious business. That was an audible sigh of relief. Way too blatant. Now that you've realized I'm reading your reactions, you tried to throw me off. So, you drew a smiley face. Ox's face grew visibly concerned. He held out the paper, and sure enough, it was a smiley face. Huh. Wicked. It's not over yet. I can still make a comeback if I guess your lie properly. Of course. It's far from being over. I wouldn't dare say that. Now let's see, what's a good one for this? Dog thought to himself and started writing something down on the paper. He folded it and placed it on the nearby table. There it goes. I wasn't the first person to read that whip's tag. That is true. Mouse wasn't the first person to read that whip's tag. That is false. Bunny wasn't the first person to read the whip's tag. Those were statements? What was his game saying that? So you're just asking who read the whip's tag first in your group. Then Ox started to turn around to look at me, then stopped. Hold on. If I read anything useful off of Mouse's face, that would count as interference, and she'd be executed, wouldn't she? I would? Is that why you picked this question? To try and get Mouse executed? No comment. Wow, and I thought you couldn't go lower. Yeah, just make a guess. I'm not going to make a guess when my life's on the line. Since you used the whip, it would make the most sense if you were the one who directly found it. But I can hardly be sure of that. See, the big brain play here is to recognize that, take that statement about reading Mouse, go a step further, and say that since you're trying to get Mouse executed, Mouse was the one who read it first. However, I think you know I would be driven away from choosing you as the reader. And therefore, maybe that's why you posed the question like this. And therefore, I'm guessing that I wasn't the first person to read the whip's tag is a lie. You fool! Dog just chuckled, and in an instant, Ox's face fell. Too bad, so sad. Tell him, Mouse. I read the tag off the whip first. Man, Ox, you should have had more faith in your good pal Mouse. So that's that, then. I'm under your control now. Yep. So the round's over. Back to beating the shit out of you, I suppose. Dragon smirked, and Dog ran into another room. Dragon, you should just stand by the door to the nearest room. Instead of continuing to chase after him, Dragon just stopped when she realized he would make it into the room. Everyone waited for him to challenge someone with the whip. However, no announcement came. Hey, what the hell, dog? Why aren't you challenging someone? Why would I challenge someone? Because you want to stop me from beating you up? Why would you beat me up? Are you dense? Dragon, think about things a little more clearly. The last thing you want right now is for me to challenge someone. As a challenger, if I lose, I die. Yeah, and? Have you not been paying attention? If I die, you die. That's... It'd be much better for you if the group won after challenging me. And they'd get control of me. They'd get control of me. And by extension, you. I could lead the group to a mutual win. Hold on, Dragon. If you don't make him challenge someone, he gets to pick the game. That lowers our odds of winning. Winning doesn't matter if that victory will kill you, aren't I right? Sorry, Mouse, but Dog's right. Much as I want to kick the shit out of him, I'm transitioning to be his bodyguard. If you want to get to him, one of you needs to be the one to challenge him. We'd be at an advantage. I have to ask, must we challenge him? Could we not simply run the clock out on him? So long as so many are unwilling to cooperate with him, it'd be exceedingly hard for him to get out alive. If you try doing that, I won't input any actions for anyone I control this round. That way they'll be executed. You fucker, I'll beat the hell out of you. Don't get mad at me, get mad at them. If you want to survive, your only option is to get someone who hasn't challenged me to challenge me, and for them to win. So come on, get to convincing. The dragon looked painfully at us. She was in a really tough situation. I didn't envy her. On the other hand, it was a tall order to convince anyone to challenge Dog. After all, everyone so far had lost to him, even when they got to choose their ideal game. The prospect of dying upon losing to Dog was an incredible disincentive to challenge him. There wasn't any real motivation to challenge him. At present, even though Dog had plenty of leverage, it was mostly an empty threat to those he hadn't yet challenged. If things stayed on course, Dog would still be unable to fulfill his personality's win condition, not with everyone against him. He could use the people he had currently tamed as leverage, but once they died, he'd be forced to resort back to challenging us one at a time if he wanted to win. But if he did nothing, horse, tiger, dragon, and ox would all die. Was it right to abandon them like that? It wasn't. I steeled myself. However, right as I was about to say something, Snake stepped forward. Very well, I suppose this task falls to me. Finally, a challenger. I knew you were a fun one, Snake. Care to join me in a battle of wits? Comparing any of the games we've seen so far to a battle of wits is like comparing a paradel to poetry. But I'm reasonably confident in my abilities, no matter which game you choose. All I've seen from you are parlor tricks designed to exploit your opponent's intellectual blind spots. Perhaps this comes across as arrogant, but I possess no such blind spots. I will be no easy opponent. Yeah, that absolutely comes across as extremely arrogant. But I guess you're not that wrong, really? Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. And while you got plenty of weaknesses, Snake, I'll concede that speaking intellectually, you're fairly well-rounded. I certainly won't be able to pull any cheap tricks. So the question, what to play against you? You could hear Dog tapping his forehead while he looked through the list. Well, let's have some fun, why don't we? Looks like you've already been having fun. Let's play Russian roulette. Russian roulette? Dog re-entered the room. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, Dog, but I believe we'd need guns for that. Oh, like these? Dog pulled 2 guns out of his pocket. Holy shit! What the hell, Dog? When'd you get those? They were under the dartboard. Figured I'd hold on to them. If you had those, why are you acting all defenseless? You literally have a gun. Yeah, well, I didn't think to grab bullets at the time, and if any of you saw me grabbing bullets, I'd probably be decked. I figured if it'd be that much trouble to get it to set up, might as well play things fairly straight. But now, we've got a great excuse. I must ask, what do the rules of Russian roulette constitute? The tradition is fairly ambiguous, and not normally a competition. I guess I gotta come up with rules for this, huh? Doctor took a moment to formalize his thoughts. Okay, let's go with this. To start with, if you ever shoot yourself in the head, that's obviously an instant loss regardless of any other context. Also, whenever you shoot, you have to spin the cylinder enough so that it's totally random. We each have a gun and 6 bullets. We can then load any amount of bullets we want into the gun. None? 6? Doesn't matter to me. Next we show our guns. Whoever loaded more bullets wins. What? But there's a catch. Right. Oh. Both players have to fire the gun at themselves before a winner can be declared. Even a supposed loser has to shoot? Exactly. To avoid a both dead situation, the loser will shoot first. If you put in an equal amount of bullets, the game then becomes who is willing to fire at themselves more. If I fire, then you fire, then I fire, and you're not willing to fire again, I'd win. If we've fired an equal amount of times, and neither of us are willing to shoot again, then we restart from the beginning. That all fly with you? Must say, it's a bit unorthodox, but I guess I don't have much choice in the matter, do I? Sad to say you don't. In that case, go get the bullets. Dog nodded and obliged. To the side, Monkey whispered to me. It's honestly quite a fascinating puzzle. Really? It seems pretty luck-based to me. Certainly chance is a large factor. However, there's also a psychological problem at play. If you put in more than 3 bullets, then win or lose, you're more likely than not to die anyways. The worst situation would be having less bullets than your opponent and still having the possibility of shooting yourself. In that sense, if you think you're going to have less bullets, it would be best to put in no bullets and simply hope the opponent kills themselves. But if you put in no bullets, your opponent could just put in 1 and they could win with very little risk. It's also worth noting that the loser fires first. If you think your opponent is going to shoot for the moon with 4 or even 5 bullets, it'd be worth it to simply put in 6 bullets and hope they kill themselves. Oh, that was Monkey, sorry. That seems way too risky a move. If you put in 5 or 6 and either person put in 1 or 2, it'd be over like that. One thing's clear. It's almost impossible to win this game without some amount of risk. You're telling me? It's a shame. I've always wanted to try out Russian roulette. Oh. You what? Are you secretly suicidal? Of course not, of course not. I'm just saying, it's an intriguing premise. Okay. I know one of my complaints about Monkey's route is that her dangerous curiosity kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's here. Yeah. Who just wants to try Russian roulette? Live Russian roulette. That's not normal. That's questionable. Feeling the weight of the gun in your hand, the thoughts that must enter your head as you slowly pull down the trigger, the unsure atmosphere after you pull the trigger between heaven and hell. It's surely a fascinating experience. From a professional point of view, of course. Yep, that's... Alright. I suddenly took a step away from Monkey and made a mental note to consider changing therapists after we've gotten out of here. Anyway, while we had been talking, Dog and Snake had prepared everything. They each held a pistol and 6 bullets. And they nodded at each other and brought their items under the table. After some time had passed, both were ready. Ready to begin? I've loaded my bullets. Have you yours? Yep. Then let's show. Snake held up his gun. I've loaded 4 bullets into my gun. 4? My, that's quite a few bullets. What on earth would prompt you to do that? On the one hand, it might seem like it's quite a risk of my life. However, my odds should be considerably higher than 1/3 when you consider that by loading 4, I have nearly guaranteed my victory. I suspect that you've loaded 2 to 3 bullets. That should be the standard move. Worst case scenario, when you've loaded 2, you have a 1 in 3 chance of killing yourself, and failing that, I have a 1 in 3 chance of surviving. Achieving 2 in 3 odds for this sort of gamble is perfectly acceptable to me. Neat thought process you got there, Snake. Unfortunately for you, I'm a real scaredy cat. Uh-oh, he loaded none? Dog cut up his gun. Okay, I only loaded 1 bullet. I have to be honest, I thought you were going to load 0 bullets. Well, this is quite unfortunate. You're telling me. Looks like we've completely misread each other. I think this one works out mostly for me, though. I'm afraid you're right. But I am yet to be sunk. Right, I could shoot myself now. Let's see if that happens, shall we? Without so much as a second thought, Dog began rapidly spinning his cylinder. Then he held the pistol to the side of his head and fired. He didn't roll a 1. That's that. Now, time for you to spin. Your unwavering confidence in the face of danger is commendable. I wish I had your resolve. Getting cold feet? Yes. Let us hope that my time in the military has served me well. Time in the military? There are many different types of pistol. There's a funny defect about some of them. Many let weight affect how they spin around in the cylinder. By examining it, I think this is one such pistol. I've loaded my 4 bullets in a line. By shifting the center of gravity within the chamber so drastically, I should be more likely that I end up with a bulletless shot. Wow. Cute theory. Will it work? We shall find out. Snake held the pistol straight out, then gave it a good few spins. Let the cylinder come to a natural stop, then he brought it to the side of his head. Oh god. Oh god. Took a deep breath in. Plaudite, acta est fabula. Does he know? They pulled the trigger. Click. Oh, fuck. Ah. It appears my gambit paid off. I'm sorry to inform you, Dog, but you are no longer in control. What? Snake was shot right through the head. His body went limp in his chair. I'm sorry? No! What the hell? Why did he? I felt the urge to vomit. Sitting across from Snake, Dog had out his gun with a blank look on his face. Dog, what the hell do you think you're doing? Made the rules perfectly clear, didn't I? The cylinders must be spun so that the shot is completely random. Oh, Snake, I'm always so eager to prove your cleverness. If you had just shut up, you would have gotten away with it. You didn't cheat, the pistols were built like that. Oh, really? Then Brian, if Snake didn't cheat, execute me right here, right now. There's a long pause of silence with Brian looking up in the air. What? With Brian looking up in the air? Well, that settles that. So next up, Dog leaned over and grabbed the gun from Snake's still warm hand. It took a second to process what he was doing. Once I realized it, I immediately began running. Get away! My warning spurred other spectators to start hiding out. Uh-oh. Dog has a gun! I slid behind the nearby wall as cover. Bullet whizzed by my side, almost grazing my jacket. Why are you running? Shit. Using Russian roulette as an excuse, Dog had gained control of the situation. The only way to approach him now would be to use the taming whip. Who could challenge him? Do it, mouse. Pig? Sheep? Monkey? No, I knew what I had to do. What I should have already done before Snake challenged him. Ran towards the nearby empty room. Then when I was safe, I turned on my tablet and pressed the item button. I inputted the code. And... Congratulations, you've begun an attempt to tame Dog. Please wait for Dog to select the game you'll be challenging him to. With that, he couldn't harm me without interfering in the game. I walked back into the comments, and Dog was looking fairly miffed. Those Dog had already tamed were standing around, but those still clear, had fled to nearby hiding spots, scared off by the gun. Well, well, well. So it's come to this. That it has. I had a feeling I'd face you down before this was done. Did you now? Well, to be fair, I had a feeling I'd face most of you people. Before I agree to anything, I've got a request. Hit me. Okay, bam. I want you to place your guns over there by the couch. What? Why? I think that even if I win, you might be such a sore loser that you're going to try and kill me. For real? That's a totally uncool thing to do. You really think I'd do something like that? I wouldn't put it past you. Well, if it makes you happy. Dog walked over to the nearby couch and placed both pistols down. That good enough for you? Yep. Now pick a game for us to play. Okay, on it. Dog whistled as he looked through the list. There were 2 dead bodies in this room. How could he act so nonchalantly? He really didn't care about anything. No, that couldn't be right. If he didn't, he wouldn't be going through all this. It could be lame and just choose a game already done, but that's no fun. Let's just go with a classic. You seem to be a very honest person, Mouse. I try to be. You should struggle at Liar's Dice. Liar's Dice? Never heard of it? Oh, this one's a classic. Essentially, we both have some dice. We'll roll our die, then hide them so only we can see them. Oh, we played this in Ox's round. Then we take turns making offers. Any subsequent offer has to be bigger. So 1-1 would be the smallest offer, then 1-2, 1-3, all the way up to 1-6, then 2 1s, and so on. The offers are guesses as to how many of a certain type of roll there is cumulatively between both our groups of die. The person who lost the last round has to make the first offer. Eventually the offer will get so high that one of us can call it. When an offer is called, all the die will be revealed. The person who made the offer was right, if there really was at least 4 5s or whatever, and the person who called loses. On the other hand, if there are less than 4 5s, then the person who made the offer loses. The loser gives up one of their die, and the game continues with whoever lost the die first to say an offer. When you run out of die, that's the game. Understand? Yeah, okay. I think I understand. So, the more die you have, the better the advantage you have in terms of making offers? Great. Let's get started. The dog walked over to grab some die out of the vending machine. I steeled myself. This was it. This was realistically our last chance to stop him. Everyone was counting on me. You've got this, Mouse. Kick his ass. Be careful, Mouse. He's a difficult opponent. This won't be easy. Obviously this wouldn't be easy. As usual, Ox was no help. Thanks, Ox. But I was thankful for the motivation the others gave me. It filled me with a sense of strength. Who cared if Dog had won all the other games? Everyone's luck runs out eventually. This was the end of the line for Dog. Faced him down over the table, and he took 4 dice out of his pocket. So we each get 4. Oh no, we each get 2. 2? Yep, keep things nice and succinct. I already was getting a bad feeling, but I kept that to myself. As you're the challenger, you can make the first offer. So now, let's roll. At Dog's command, we rolled our dice with one hand and shielded them from view with our other. I rolled a 1 and a 3. Didn't seem ideal. I had to make the first offer. It was possible for me to bluff right out of the gate, saying a number I didn't have, like a 6. Alternatively, I could just say one of the numbers I had. I claimed to have... Oh, where's my mouse? Save here. 1-3. 1-3. 1-3, huh? You seem the honest type. Alright, 3 3s. 3 3s? Was he serious? Couldn't say anything higher than that without instantly being called out as a liar. So I had only one move available to me. Surely he couldn't have rolled 2 3s, right? Calling your bluff. Revealed my dice, my 1 and my 3. Dog just grinned and showed me his hand. 2 3s. Damn it! But look at that. Looks like I got the first victory. I felt bad to lose that quickly. But it wasn't done yet. The loser had to discard one of my die. Now I just had 1 left. Time to roll again. And like that, we made our fateful rolls. Super duper focused on my die, willing it to be good. Be a high number, be a high number. Was a 2. Damn it! Dog, on the other hand, had 2 dice to work with. Against my measly 1, that was a huge advantage. To make it worse, once more, I had to make an offer first. So what was my move? 1-4. I had to bluff if I wanted to win. A 4 seemed like a decent bluff. 1-4. 1-4. Ooh, too bad. 3 4s. Was he serious? Call? I showed my 2. He scowled. That's how it is. He revealed his hand, showing 2 4s. Well, doubles again? Annoyed, he tossed his die to the side. Alright. Suddenly, it was an even game. Looks like this is the final roll. Right. Dog was suddenly unamused. He looked serious. course he was serious. This would all be decided with one roll. We made our final rolls, and I rolled a 4. Not bad. Not too bad. But he made the starting offer. The grin, Dog looked at me. 1-5. 1-5? Shit. It looked like I was dead. Could I still pull it back? What to do? Oh, okay. $1-6. There's a slight possibility that this could work. 1-6. Call. Well, shit. We revealed our hands. Neither of us had a 6, which meant... Looks like you lost, Mouse. Hate to say it, but you gotta toss away that last die of yours. And that was that. I'd been thoroughly, utterly beaten. Nice try, Mouse, really. You had the demeanor of a scary opponent. There just wasn't enough. His cocky smirk. Hatred filled my lungs. Couldn't breathe, I was so angry. Degenerate, scummy, worthless piece of vermin would be the only one to survive this game. Fuck that! If he was unstoppable, I wasn't gonna let him just walk all over the group. Monkey, sheep, pig, and rooster were all still free. Everyone else was hoping one of them would be able to defeat Dog and save them. If any of them had a fraction of the conviction I had, things could have been settled. I was going to die. I was going to let 4 people live, not 1. Immediately, I rushed toward the couch where Dog had left the guns. Shit. Dog struggled to get out of his seat and chased me, but I had the element of surprise. Problem, I didn't know which gun was the loaded one. Oh shit. Fuck it, I'd have to guess. Grabbed at one, pulled the hammer, and turned around and fired wildly. Just then I felt metal impact my heart. Oh! Dog, who had chased after me, stabbed me in the chest with a golden knife. My shot rang true, and blood started gushing out of the side of his neck. Serves him right. That was the last thought before I collapsed to the ground, bleeding out. Guess Dog bled out fast, though, because before I was completely dead, I started to feel my neck contract. Blades in my collar were choking me. This is it, then. Go on, monkey, sheep, pig, rooster. Make this worth it. Well, Queen of Hearts. Ultimately, the best way to defeat Dog is to beat him in a gamble. Problem then comes in actually beating him, since he's quite good. Mouse has gotten to observe how he played a variety of different gambles at this point. Perhaps by looking on the past, she can read how Dog will try to play her. Interesting. Wait, when did we get the Queen of Diamonds? Why am I not remembering when we got the Queen of Diamonds? Was that when we ran? Yeah, that's when we ran instead of giving Bunny the numbers. Okay. I'm just dense. Okay. Time to beat Bunny. Time to beat Dog. How do we do it? Let's do 1-1. 1-1. I start out small. Dog gave me a smirk and instantly answered in kind. 1-3. 1-3. So he also had a 3. Huh. What to do with this? What to say? Do 3 threes. 3 threes. 3 threes? Ah, damn. I got a bad feeling about this, but I guess I'll try 4 threes. 4 threes? That was a definite win. Call. Showed my hand, my 1 and my 3 with glee. Dog, in turn, showed his 2 threes with reluctance. Oh well, win some, lose some. With that, I had won the first encounter. I was ahead. Alright. The loser Dog tossed away one of his die. More than anything, he looked determined. He wasn't backing down. Neither was I. Time to roll again. This is actually a really interesting game. Like that, we made our fateful rolls. I was super duper focused on my die, willing them to be good. What was a 2 and a 4? Didn't seem bad, not bad at all. Dog looked at his hand for a bit. Then he spoke. 1-2. 1-2, huh? What was the response to that? What to say? He could cheat if we played the 1-4 game. Hmm. Two twos? If he had a two, I could one-up him right here, right now. Two twos. Cool. What? What was that instant response? I showed my hand, which had a 2 and a 4. He showed his hand, which had a 5. Wait, a 5? What the hell? Would you look at that? We're even again. But not for long. Yep. Damn, well played. Looks like this is the final roll. Yep. Dog had regained some swagger, but his eyes were cold. Of course he was serious. This would all be decided with one roll. We made our final rolls. And I rolled a 4. Not bad, not bad. Who knew what Dog had rolled, though? But then I had to make an offer first. So what to say? Oh boy. 1-4. No need to get fancy with it. I had a good roll. I was hoping I had a better roll than him. 1-4. 1-5. 1-5. Shit. It looked like I was dead. Could I still pull it back? What to do? He does have a 5. 1-6. There's a slight possibility this could work. 1-6. Cool. Well, shit. We revealed our hands. Neither of us had a 6, which meant it was like a lost mouse. Okay. That was that. Been thoroughly ugly beaten. Nice try, mouse, really. Bang. Okay. But a 1-5. What if he had a 5? It was unlikely, but then again, Dog had been rolling really good. Maybe he was cheating. If that was the case. 1-5. 1-5, huh? Man, would you imagine my luck? I thought I was dead. Someone's smiling on me. 2 5s. Call. What? I revealed my hand, showing a 4. His face scrunched up in frustration as he moved his hand to show a 5. Then you lose your last die. So I do. Yes! Hell yeah! That was a win, clean and simple. No tricks, no cheats. I had beaten Dog. The thing that he had lost, he didn't get angry, or sad, or happy. His face just became empty. So, that's how it goes. Yeah, it is. Guess I should congratulate you or something. Well done. You've beaten me. Go to the guns. Whoopee. You don't sound too happy about it. Of course I'm not. You don't sound too upset either. Yeah, well, if it was grinding up like this, I just wish one of you had won sooner. If I ask why you did this, will I get a straight answer? Isn't it obvious? I wanted to survive. No, I don't think you particularly did. Yeah, I suppose you're right. It would have been so much easier, for a bit less fun, to just give up and willingly get executed. But I guess I had a bit of resolve after all. Resolve? Resolve to what? Kill people? Resolve to help bury demons. Bury demons? Why do you care? It's not like any of this matters. None of this matters? 2 people are dead. That's life. You really don't care about life. I do. Sometimes. Incidentally. But it's really not worth it. You sound like an emo teen. A generous comparison, I'd say. Take it from someone double your age. This isn't just a phase. It's an observation made from actual life experience. Double your age. You could have given Dog some more facial hair or something just to make him look older. Dog as he is right now looks like he's in his 20s. As a cop, I ran into so many cases. So much violence, so much death. The more cases you see, the more you realize how pointless they all are. Some kid who grew up in an unwinnable position. A ridiculous accident that leads to the perfect motor opportunity. Some vengeful bankrupt business owner screwed by a deal and a random fluctuation of the market. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. People die, people kill, people live for reasons all entirely beyond their control. It was the people who felt the need to be in the most control who got fucked over the hardest. Police? The ones trying to control the chaos? Turns out the chief of them was too busy blackmailing his subordinates to do his job properly. Dog, what are you talking about? Chief of police? Bowen? Blackmailing his subordinates? No way to stop him. Part of the reason why I quit. Opened the bar. The bartender, you hear a lot of stories from bitter drunkards. More tales of arbitrary suffering in a ridiculous world. Perhaps this is all a bit too nihilistic for you all. A bit too dramatic. That's because you all haven't had your number called on Hell's Roulette. Step in the shoes of those who've experienced it enough times and you'll start seeing what I'm talking about. Hence, I decided a long time ago clinging too much to anything's a wash. Just to focus on enjoying the present, all else be damned. I guess I didn't really commit to the decision, seeing how all this turned out. You still haven't explained yourself. I wonder how much Brian knows. Huh? Can't possibly think it's a coincidence that this is the case that sparked a huge death game. No, that's way too random. And what are the odds the case that spawns a mass kidnapping just so happens to be the case that Bowen's been secretly investigating for years now? Bowen's been investigating it? Then are you saying... No, don't get me wrong. Morris is clearly guilty. That's been proven 7 ways to hell and back. We just don't know everything about it. I guess most would chalk up Bowen's secret obsession to the fact that it was his older brother that got murdered. I mean, he was in a real state on the 11th when that happened. On the 11th? What? That's not it at all, trust me. Then what is it? The answering dog leaned out and reached into his boot. Out of his left shoe, he took out an intricate gold knife. What are you doing? You know, this was a gift from Bowen. Bowen's not a good man, but we're friends nonetheless. Neat? Knife is actually part of a pair. It's an identical twin, you could say. Knife is also quite intricately designed. Press down here and here. Dog pressed down on parts of the handle. What? Base of the knife popped down, revealing a small compartment. Get a neat little hidey hole. Keep the knife on me at all times. So by extension, I keep whatever's stored in the hidey hole on me at all times. For a while, it was a roll of $100 bills. Recently, I changed it to this. Dog reached in and pulled out a small metal capsule. What was it? He held it in one hand. With his other, he started to screw it. And then... All I could see is white. Flashbang! Is that a fucking flashbang? Jesus Christ! Why would he set that off? I heard movement in front of me, rapid movement. My ears heard a high, whining noise which I knew in reality wasn't there. I was so disoriented I couldn't react. Someone was close to me. Uh-oh. It's probably Dog rushing me. Fuck. Time felt like it was slowed. Couldn't do anything to react. Then bang! Took a couple seconds longer for my eyes to react. When I came back to, I saw Dog lying to the side of where I stood. He was face down, holding his knife in his left hand with a bullet hole through the back of his head. He was clearly sprinting towards me with the knife. Dragon in front of me held a pistol out with her hand shaking. Fuck yeah, Dragon! Must have reacted fast enough to save me. But if Dog had died... Worried look on Dragon's face told me that this realization had also dawned on Dragon. Dragon, No! Before I could hear anything, I heard several ugly noises. Oh, fuck! Tiger, horse, dragon, and ox all cried out in pain. Their knees buckled, they scratched their throat, they shouted through their bleeding vocal cords. All their colors had been activated. All of them had been executed. It was a horrifying sight. 1 bullet, 5 were dying. But did we gain control of Dog? I just stood there frozen. What could I do to save them? Nothing. All I was left with was not grief, nor horror, nor anger, but utter confusion. What was Dog after just then? Why would he try and kill me, knowing it would kill him, and then kill the other 4? Couldn't think of a single good reason. I just stood there. Didn't take long for all the bodies to hit the floor. Hit the bodies, hit the... Bunny and snake. Dog. Horse, tiger, dragon, ox. 7 people lay dead around me. It was a graveyard. Jesus Christ. Guys, am I a freaking god tier investigator or what? Because I think I found all. Hi, Rooster. So I have some questions. The survivors gathered in the cafeteria when all was said and done. When Dog fired the gun, Sheep, Monkey, and Pig hid in the classroom down the hall. Whether that was smart of them or cowardly is a dealer's choice. Either way, it let them survive. While the rest of us were at each other's throats, Rooster obviously continued his search of minor trinkets. He ended up finding most of the minor trinkets, as well as a number of major trinkets, too. Plus, with the constant pausing of their timer, it was still round 4 after all that time. Both traitors, Dog and Bunny, were dead, so there was nothing to worry about. It was entirely smooth sailing to a joint victory. In the end, 5 people would get to escape unharmed. That wasn't the worst outcome ever, all things considered. At least I got out alive. That scene. I could still see those 4 convulsing in absolute pain and terror. I'd never be able to forget that. And Dog, too. I'd never be able to forget him. Nor would I be able to understand him. Went on a taming spree, was seemingly unconcerned upon losing, dropped a bunch of hefty accusations, then mid-explanation tried to knife me. What was his goal? If Dragon hadn't shot him, I'd be... Well, I couldn't think about that. I didn't have to think about any of this. I mean, honestly, if he had killed... So if Dog had killed Mouse, would that have led to just Dog's death? Would it have... God, if the rules of the taming whip are really like that, then all 7 of them were dead regardless. The question at hand would be just, would Mouse survive it or not? Because if Dog had succeeded in killing Mouse, Dog dies by proxy, and apparently since Dog dies, Dragon, Horse, Ox, and Tiger all die too. Dog kills Mouse, Mouse dies, Dog dies by proxy, Dragon, Horse, Tiger, Ox all die too. In this case, Dragon stepped up and saved us. Which, what a fucking boss she is. Despite her tendency to prioritize herself at times, she definitely did not this time, and that's a huge plus. Like, of all the times she turned on people and actively killed people and actively tried to kill people to save her own skin, like, you gotta give her credit. This is one time she got nothing out of it other than just saving Mouse. Even if she wasn't thinking about her own life at that point, she still did it. And she deserves credit for that. All I'm saying is best girl. Right there. I was free. Screw Dog, screw Bunny, screw Dragon, screw Ox, no. Screw the Jade Emperor, screw Brian. I wasn't gonna think about any of them again after this. Why should I? Never had a good reason to be here in the first place. I just lived my life like this never happened. I do wonder about that. Particularly Dog's fixation on Mouse, in this case. There's something related to the defense, to Mouse's father, to all that. That was feasible, right? In the end, the escapees were myself, Sheep, Monkey, Rooster, and Pig. Queen of Spades. Gun, knife, flashbang. The second call is found in the first 3 rounds. Dog will be assigned a role that forces him to act. Man of his talents and temperament finds the taming whip, he will definitely make good use of it. Dog's the type to take as many people under control as possible. While far from the smartest, when it comes to pure gambling, experience will give him a pure edge. That can only take him so far. Eventually he'll lose. When he does, he's liable to burn the whole place down. Nature of gambling is uncertain. Well, less certain than most things in this world. This isn't a particularly attractive route to choose. But an utterly fascinating route, let me tell you. Wow. That was a hell of a route. Oh. Again. Playing with the formula once again. This time we're gambling, obviously. We've seen Dog's tendency to gamble in other routes. We've seen his attitude clearly enough in other routes. We've seen he clearly has some desire to get out, given Bunny's actual route. And Ox's route, come to think of it. So what is his true involvement in all of this? So it remains to be seen. Obviously he's heard a lot of stories. He knows Chief Bowens. He knows Bowens has his blackmail ring. And his brother too. I don't know what to make of his role in this. Burying demons in the past. Does he know something about the truth of the murder? Obviously, Dog and Bunny are cops in their own right. Were cops in their own right. See, Bunny stayed in and went deeper into the corrupt system. And I'd argue got corrupt himself. Regardless of whatever his good intentions were. You can make arguments about his good points. When you go on record doing bad things, doing corrupt police actions like planting evidence, and the like, your good intentions no longer matter. Because you're in the system, you're complicit in the system. Regardless of your intentions to reform it from within. It was just too much for Bunny. And he got pulled in to it. Dog got jaded and got out. So it's less Bunny's actions which got him here. I wonder if it's just Dog's knowledge and experience that got him here. AKA, he knows something about the case that he's not letting on. And he says he didn't lie in court. Is it possible he just didn't say everything he knew? It feels like something he'd twist his advantage, so to speak. And that he does know something else that ties into the case. He's just not telling. Don't know. Again, like a lot of things, like with Monkey's sort of cliffhanger with her involvement. Ox finding out he's been the patsy. Bunny's involvement in the arrest. And not particularly refusing to admit fault. Rooster, I suppose, is only tangentially involved in the case. Pig, obviously, being involved in a smear campaign to convict Brian's dad in the court of public opinion. What was Dragon's involvement? Monkey perhaps knowing more about Brian's Brian in the game than she's letting on. Obviously having her morbid curiosity at play. Snake obviously directly knowing Brian. And being a part of the case as well. Tiger is just a witness, so. Realistically, Tiger's involvement in this is possibly Brian knows about her past and therefore considers her a suspect? Horse obviously had a more direct involvement in Bowen's empire than Tiger did. Being the construction worker on site in a more bodyguard-like capacity for Bowen's. We know Mouse's involvement, but do we know the full chance of her involvement? It's interesting that Dog specifically mentioned the 11th when it happened. Like, is this part of the code that we need for the computer? I don't know. Really, if anything, Rooster and Dragon are connected. If only for the possibility that Dragon is involved in the murder of Rooster's parents. I was reflecting on things for a moment. I am putting together a more detailed collection of my thoughts regarding all of the routes. What I liked about each route, what I didn't like about each route, and a ranking. And just throwing this out there now, one of the things that I thought, in my opinion, wasn't necessary about Rooster's route was sort of making his parents out to be just blackmail victims. Part of the organization. I felt like that, like he thought they were corrupt and they turned out to be victims of the organization. Being blackmailed into being corrupt, I guess? I don't know, that's possible. I just felt like that wasn't necessary. Like, it might have been a bit more complexity to Rooster's motives if, like, maybe he didn't have that wrinkle. They were just corrupt and part of the blackmail organization. You could even have the blackmail against them be that Bowen's at the top holds blackmail material over everyone one tier below him in the blackmail pyramid scheme in order to maintain power over them. That could be a thing. And they could still be corrupt and bad. And you could still have Rooster trying to seek out their killer because, damn it, they were pieces of shit and I hated them, but they were still my parents, goddammit. We never really answered the question of whether or not Dragon was actually involved, despite her claiming her innocence. I still wonder just what exactly Dragon's involvement is. I feel like I might be not remembering something. Like maybe Dragon's gang was just doing violences on the will of the blackmail ring or something. Might have been something small like that I just don't remember. At any rate, we've gone over the intriguing mysteries. What does Dog know exactly? What did Bunny do? What is Dragon's involvement? Will Ox be useful before the game ends? What all does Snake know? Snake might be one of the underdog for most intriguing character. In my opinion. If we just got bits and pieces of Snake lore throughout other routes that just make him really interesting character. In my opinion. What does Mouse know for all that? What is the computer hiding from Mouse? Obviously, sheep questions, which will be revealed next. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Perhaps the most intriguing one is the question of the chessboard. The chess game that Snake is playing against someone. Chess game Snake is playing against someone. The prospect of someone else being in the building. The cat, the proverbial cat. Perhaps Snake cluing us in about that fact by leaving the cat origami in his murder spree, in his route. Don't know. Remains to be seen. Next time, we make sheep be wary. Sheep be wary. Sheep be wary. Ba-ram-you.